My legion of leasers, my army of apartment maniacs. You got me, the M.E. Matt Easton, founder of leasinguniversity.com, in the house with you. What questions can I answer? Who's got a question for me? Because I've got maybe more than a few answers for you, but I want to know what's going on in your world. What's working in leasing? What's not working? What's giving you a difficult time? What could you maybe use some help with? Hit me with a question. Who's got the first question? Unmute yourself, let it rip.
I do, Matt.
What is up? My main man, my brother from another mother, the rock star of property management, Kurt. I need some horns. What's going on, Kurt?
You know, we've been going back over the online stuff. Maybe a little refresher on some power questions.
Power.
So, what's most important to you? What's this? And looks like we have more on than normal. That's great.
Yep.
But some power questions to talk to people when they call, when you have them in person. What's most important to you? This is basic 101.
Yeah.
And I just think that a refresher for Matt, other than what we've been seeing, maybe you can give us something a little bit different, or
Yeah, 100%. Let's talk about some power questions, because power questions, for those of you like Kurt that have your black belts, that have your CMSC, your CLC credentials and your CMC, your Certified Maintenance Consultant Credentials, for those of you that are certified, understand this. What Kurt understands that maybe not everybody on the call understands is power questions are the things that differentiate us from the rest of the marketplace. Now, this is key for us to understand in property management. This is key for us to understand in real estate. And I get it. If your marketing department is on this call, cover their ears. I realize it that your community is special and ain't nobody in Fort Worth has a rooftop saltwater dog wash, and gosh darn it, you're special and doggone it, people like you. I get it. But at the same time, we are all selling the same damn thing. 4 walls with a roof, preferably a window of transparency that I can see out to something, and a door, and a place where I can cook stuff, place where I can hose myself down, and a place where I can go to the bathroom. For the most part, in residents' minds, we're selling a commodity. Okay, so how do I differentiate myself from the other boxes with holes and places to hose myself down and go from a go to the bathroom? And that's with power questions. If we're not asking power questions, all we are doing is telling the prospect how much we know about our property. Sounds like this. Thanks for calling, Kurt. Right? Let me talk to you a little bit about our property. We've got a 93 walk score. We're right next to the light rail. We've got a beautiful, beautiful garden area with some grills and pools and a rooftop dog wash and a bike rack. It's a phenomenal property. People love it. Your prospects don't care. They don't care how much you know about your property until they know how much you care about them. Guys, the order of how you do things in life determines whether or not you're going to be successful. I'm going to say that again because it's really important. The order of how you do things is more important than what you do. And we are all like putting ingredients to a cake in the oven, baking the ingredients, and then trying to mix them up later. And what I mean by that is you need to slow the process down in the beginning. Your beginning conversation with a prospect should not be dominated by how much you know about the community. It should be dominated by you showing them how much you care about them, because they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. To Kurt's point, we show them that we care by asking power questions. Okay? First off, before I go through some power questions, let me give you the tonality that you need to have. All right? And this is something that a lot of us get it wrong. Kurt's kind of a master of this. I pride myself on being a master of this. The tonality is not this. Hey, thank you so much for calling. What can I get you information on? That is disingenuous, right? That is sugar-coated. That says commission breath. right? Just out of curiosity, Kurt, what can I get you information on, right? That is down to business. That is, I actually care about the answer. I gave you a bonus there. That was a power question. What can I get you information on? But then I also gave you a bonus unlocker to the beginning of any power question, any question for that matter. You can ask any question without seeming like you're prying if you put this softener in front of it, just out of curiosity, right? Just out of curiosity, what can I get you information on, right? Just out of curiosity, what's most important to you? Okay? Typically when you ask a resident, you should be asking them what's most important to them. They'll give you an answer, but that answer is always going to be superficial. It's going to sound like this. The budget, the kitchen, the size of the place. To which most of us eject from power questions, crashing a perfectly good airplane and making ourselves have to parachute down into the water. Land the frickin' plane. Don't eject from power questions. Stay in there. Most of us eject, it sounds like this. Just out of curiosity, what's most important to you? Or worse, what's most important to you in your new apartment home? Disingenuous. The kitchen. Great! We've got phenomenal kitchens with quartz countertops and stainless steel appliances. They don't care. You haven't shown them that you care about them. So listen to the difference. Just out of curiosity, Kurt, what's most important to you? The kitchen. Got it. On the kitchen, can you unpack that for me? Another power question. Can you unpack that for me? Or when you say kitchen, can you give me a specific example? Guys, one of the most deadly things that you're doing that's blowing up your deals, blowing up your rapport with clients. And I know why you're doing it, because you're OGs. You've been on 400 property tours. But you are looking at the world through your lens. And you need to stop doing that. I don't care what that person looks like, what they smell like, what they sound like, and if they asked the exact same thing or said the exact same thing than the last 42 people that were in there. Okay? They're not them. We've got to stop judging people on what we think and actually ask them how they feel. Right? So when somebody says kitchen, stop assuming that you know what they mean. Ask additional power questions. What's most important to you in the kitchen? Space. When you say space, can you give me a specific example? Well, it just needs to be bigger. When you say bigger, do you mean actual space to move around or the countertops? Can you give me a specific example of what's going on? Slow down. Because if you hear something like kitchen or space or view and immediately give them the solution, it doesn't mean anything because you weren't able to attach their personal story to it. Here's what attaching Kurt's personal story sounds like. Hey Kurt, because of the fact that you told me that your current kitchen right now is kind of a disaster, and what you meant by that is your appliances are new, everything's great there, but it's just really when you walk in there, the way that the lighting is, it just really feels kind of dark and dingy and dirty, and even though you keep it clean, it just doesn't feel open and bright. You know, because of the fact that you told me that, I'd like to recommend that we look at, I've got a unit that's coming available. I don't have a model that we can walk through, but I'd like to recommend that we talk about this particular floor plan because what's really neat is the kitchen is situated and there's going to be an open area with windows here and then actually a beautiful bay window off to the left, and you're not going to feel boxed in on that one. Now I do have only one of those available. Does it make sense to go ahead and get the lease started on that one so you can grab it? Yeah, it does. Right? Now you're able to unpack that. Let's go through some more power questions to review some of the ones that I went through. What's most important to you? Why is that? Right? Can you tell me more about that? Can you unpack that for me? The single most powerful power question I didn't even go through yet, and that's this. What's your biggest reason for moving? Guys, make sure that you're asking everybody this. And most of you are not, because you don't have the courage. Okay? That is no different than you being a doctor, going through medical school, right? Going through all those years, racking up $1 million worth of debt, getting in the room with your first patient and being too embarrassed to ask them why they came there. Because heaven forbid, they might talk about something uncomfortable. Great, so you're just gonna let them die, right? You have to ask that person, what is your biggest reason for moving? Everybody is moving away from something, not to something. That's another thing we get twisted. Rooftop saltwater dog park, right? They're not moving to that. What they're moving away from is, man, I have got kind of bad vision, I'll be honest. I'm wearing contacts right now. My glasses are about this thick, okay? Doesn't seem like a big deal. You probably could care less why I'm telling you this. Why I'm telling you this is I go to take my dog out in the middle of the night. I'm not going to put contacts in to do that. I put my glasses on. I can't see. I literally almost, like last night, you talk about life flashing before your eyes. I such a dumbass. I walked right out into the middle of one of the busiest streets in Dallas, tired, without my contacts, and I heard this screeching tire noise, and there was an Amazon truck delivery like right in my face. Like I either need to get rid of my dog or hire somebody to take my dog out in the middle, and I don't even know how that would work, right? Or I'm literally going to end up dead. That's a conversation that you want to have. But when you say to somebody, what's most important to you? Dog park. Okay, great, we've got one of those. You're never going to uncover that pain that they're moving away from, right? What's your biggest reason for moving? We don't have a dog park where I'm at right now. Don't go immediately into, great, we have one. Or, sorry, we don't have one. Keep the conversation going with power questions. I could go all day with these, but I just gave you a bunch of really great ones. The way people rent apartments has changed. Today's renter has access to more information. Today's renter has more choices. The apartment industry needs you. Studies have shown that moving is the most stressful life event. The old sales training, well, it just doesn't work today. I'd like to teach you how to take the stress out of leasing apartments in a way that's meaningful to you and your renters and get you 7 times more leases. I'll show you how the perfect leasing process works. I'm gonna walk you through everything from answering the phone to closing the lease. I'm gonna show you how to determine your prospects' wants and their needs so that you can build value in your apartments. You will learn how to handle any objection or complaint. I'm gonna show you how to connect with your renter so it's easy for them to rent with you. I've taught the best property management companies and thousands of people just like you how to lease apartments. Property management is complicated. I'll simplify it for you. There's more competition than ever before. I'm gonna show you how to be number one. All of a sudden, your career, it's gonna make perfect sense. Even if you've never worked in sales or property management before. And for the advanced property manager, I'm gonna show you how to take things to the next level. Leasing University is a new, simple, step-by-step process that's effective. We're gonna help you become a rock star in property management. I'm Matt Easton, and this is Leasing University.